Hey everybody, welcome to Chemistry and Society. I'm your instructor, Dr. Liz Brown. My apologies on the delay on this. I thought I had it up and I hadn't made it yet. So it's Tuesday afternoon now and nothing like the present time to get started. So I have two videos for you to watch. One is just a generic class tour for this 8-week course. It was made a different semester, but everything is still the same, obviously, other than the dates. This video is for this semester, and it's our late start syllabus. So I'm going to go through, I'm not going to read you everything, because you can read it or do what you want with it. But I'm going to highlight on the important things. And if you have questions after you see this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. So obviously you're in Chem and Society, Chem 105. You can read through all that. I'm your instructor. My contact information is here in the middle. It's also found on the course homepage. There's a blue button that says how to contact Dr. Liz right in the middle of the homepage. I have an office in the JCSM building on campus, and I am there Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon/evening, and Thursday mornings. I'm online Tuesday mornings. So keep that in mind. You're welcome to stop by my office hours or try to schedule something separately. So this course, we're going to talk about chemistry and society, just like the title says. It's for non-science majors. It's for students working on their AA degree. This course will not count in the pairing needed for the AS degree. So hopefully that's you, right? You're in the AA field. You don't have to have had high school chemistry to do this class. It helps, sure, but it's not a requirement. You can see the prerequisites. This is a 4-credit-hour course, lecture and lab. And it's really important that you know you are taking a lab course. And so the labs are required, and we'll get to that in just a second. All right, readings and supplies. So we, in this class, are utilizing the first day program, and you may or may not have had that feature, I guess is the word, program in your other classes. So let me briefly explain. You paid a course fee. If you looked at it, it was probably a little higher than most classes. And that's because you've essentially prepaid for the material, most of them for this course. Your textbook with access to where you do your homework and exams, that's there. It's already paid for. You don't have to do anything else. It's in the classroom tour where you get to that, but you'll see that. And then the lab kit. So again, this is a course with a lab. You're going to be doing labs at home. You will be sent a lab kit. It will be sent, this says, oh, sorry, the 3rd week. It's actually should be sent next week since this is a shortened class. You will need it in week 2, and you will get it by then. They may even send it later this week. I'm going to try and push her to send it on Friday. It takes like 2 days because it comes from the bookstore. You will need a scientific calculator. You can use just one on your phone though, or if you have one, that's great. Digital camera, you are going to have to take pictures of yourself doing different parts of the lab. So however you want to do that, probably your phone is fine. There are some additional materials that are needed for the lab. There is a welcome letter with information about how to set up your lab account, about the labs and the materials you need. Most of them are common household items like coins or a pen or paper or whatever. But there are a few things you're going to probably have to go buy. One being pie pans. They recommend you do a lot of the experiments inside of a pie pan so that you're not ruining your counter, especially those of you living at home. Mom will not appreciate it. My recommendation for the pie pans is that Gordon Food Services on Perryville. You can walk in, spend a couple of bucks, and get like 10 of them. So that's what I would do. Gordon Food, Perryville. It's right by Home Depot. It's right in front of Home Depot. You'll also need a gallon jug of distilled water. You can get that at Woodman's or wherever. It's a couple of bucks also. Honor Lock is a remote proctoring system service that we use. It will be free to you, but just note we use a proctor service just for the final exam. All right, course objectives. You guys can read through that. Points, what's worth what points, and all the good stuff. Well, you can see the breakdown, the list of all the things we're going to be doing here in class. Anything with a single asterisk means I drop your lowest one score. So for instance, for exams, you see 4. You take 4, but then there's an asterisk, which means I count your highest 3. So you're sick, you forgot, you didn't do well, whatever it is, your lowest score, whether it's a 90 or a 0, the lowest score will be dropped. And that's why over in the right-hand column, it says the exams are worth 3 times 100 or 300 points. Then you can see we're going to do all these other things. I'm going to talk about each one in a minute. So that's with the single asterisk. The two things with the double asterisk that are highlighted, like really calling to your attention, that's got to be done this first week to stay in the class. So please, please make sure you're doing those things. Technically, I have them listed as being due on Wednesday, but I'll give you a little lenience, especially because I'm not getting this out till Tuesday in case you didn't, see that on the due date. My rounding policy is then at the bottom as well. It says, note, your final grade will be rounded if you are within 0.5% of the next highest grade. So an 89.5, for example, and you have no zeros in the grade book. This includes all entries in the grade book, whether they're extra credit or drop scores. So you have to attempt everything and then meet that criteria. You can see the letter grade breakdown. It's the standard 90, 80, 70, 60. And then, so those two things that are due this first week, I actually now apparently have two different dates, but they're due, please by Sunday. I'll go with the later dates of all of them, but they're due by Sunday. You're going to do a syllabus syllabus / intro video quiz. So it's going to cover course policies covered in this syllabus in this video I'm talking about. And then there's an online readiness assessment. These are two separate activities. You will see them in Eagle. And the online readiness assessment is to gauge your readiness to be an online student. And I know since COVID, I've been doing this long before COVID, but since COVID, a lot of students think, I can do online, it's easy. You are taking a 16-week class in 8 weeks. There's a lot to it. You have to be very self-motivated, very disciplined. And if you are, that's great. You'll have no problem. It's really not a difficult class, but there's a lot of material. And the most important, or I should say difficult part, is keeping up. So just, be mindful of that. Be honest when you do the online readiness assessment. You're going to go to University of Arkansas. You're going to answer some questions. And then based on your answers, it'll tell you, like, are you ready? What do you need to work on? Whatever. You get the points for just doing it. It's truly in your best benefit to answer the questions honestly, so you get good suggestions. All right, discussion. We have 3 class discussions. One is in this first week where you're going to introduce yourselves to each other. And then we have a midterm in week 4 and a final reflection in week 8. And then each chapter you're expected to read. We're going to be utilizing that e-textbook, which is provided through the course fee you paid. You're going to read it and kind of work through it at the same time. But anyways, every couple of chapters, there's an exam. I will drop your lowest of the 4 scores. Again, your lowest one of the 4 scores. The exams are taken online. The chapter exams are 20 multiple choice questions, and it's 100 points for the whole exam. You get just one attempt, and you have 2 hours to complete it. Once it's open, the timer starts ticking. It is open book, open note. Just remember that for the regular exam. Then we have a final exam, which is comprehensive, meaning over all the chapters, and it has to be done. It's also online, of course, by Wednesday, December 11th. We use the proctor service for that one, called Honor Lock. So there are some requirements. You can use your written notes from class, your Microsoft PowerPoint, which I provide for each chapter, scratch paper and a calculator, but you can't use anything else. So take good notes during the term, or if you don't want to write them on paper, you can use the PowerPoint and add notes to PowerPoint, but save that because then that's going to be what you get to use. You don't get to use anything else just on the final, or you get a 0. All right, then we have the Learn Smarts. So this is where you're going to read the chapter and answer questions as you go. Finish each chapter, you get your points. Again, I drop your lowest 1 score of those. All right, and then movie summaries. So I have 10 movies throughout the class. They're kind of documentaries, I should say. And you're going to write a 1-page, really easy, guys, I promise, typed double spaced. You can see the Times New Roman font, size 12, all that good stuff. 1/2 should be a summary of the movie, 1/2 about how it relates to our class. Okay. Not really a right or wrong. As long as you do it, you've done both, you'll get your points. The body of the essay alone, no, not including, you don't even have to do a title, your name, anything. I know it's you, it came in the Dropbox. But the essay body has to be at least 1 full page or you'll lose some points. Again, your lowest of those will be dropped as well. Everything goes through Eagle. I have grading rubrics if you want to see them for most things. I'll be using the rubric. So when you go back to the grade book, you can see, what you did or didn't get points on. All right, here's the methods of assessment based on those course objectives. Final exam and withdrawal dates. Again, the final exam is due online no later than December 11th. It opens early. So if you guys want to work ahead, you can work ahead. And then the last day to withdraw from this class with a W is November 7th. Expectations, you can see the expectations for me. I'm here to help you succeed. I'm going to grade. I'm going to encourage you. I tend to be pretty quick at grading. And what do I expect from you? You're responsible for all the material shared in the course, in this video, in the syllabus, in the welcome letter, and all that good stuff. Please note that each academic week one runs Monday through Sunday, except final exam week because it's not a really full academic week. Due dates for most things are on Sunday. Final exam is due Wednesday, the 11th. If you have any issues, you have to contact the appropriate tech support immediately. And please note, I have a suggested timeline of work on Eagle. It'll be in the tour. Due dates are not extended because you waited until Sunday or Saturday and tech support is closed. So you got a lot of work to do each week. You should be doing it during the week. If you wait till the weekend, you cram it all in, you're miserable, you risk, again, having some kind of issue and not getting tech support help and having things late or just not even accepted at all because it's late. Some things are accepted late, some aren't. There are the tech support contacts. This is also listed on the course homepage. There's a link. Please use the phone numbers. I have learned students get much quicker response by using the phone numbers. All right, late work policy. Syllabus, quiz, online readiness, chapter Learn Smart, and exams are not accepted late. And there's no exceptions unless you're on medical leave or on military orders. Labs are accepted late, but it's 2 points per calendar day. They're late and they're worth 15. So after a week, they're not worth anything. Movies are 5 points each, but docked 1 point per calendar day. They're late, so after 5 days, they're not, and day 5, they're not worth anything. The final exam can't be completed late. Discussions aren't accepted late, and the last date for submitting late work at all, if it's even still worth anything, is December 8th, because that's the end of class, really. Please note it's an online class. You're expected to be in and working. You're going to have to. Okay, you're going to have to. And then in red, this is super important, you guys. If you're getting lab credit, you have to be in lab. And this is the policy whether you're on campus or here. If you earn 0 scores, 0 on 3 or more labs, your final letter grade is going to be affected. Miss 3 or have 3 0 scores, it lowers by 1 letter grade or 10%. 4 zeros or more, 4 zeros, excuse me, 4 zeros, period. And it's 2 letter grades. And if you have 5 or more 0 scores in the grade book for lab, you cannot pass the class. You get an F. It doesn't matter what your other scores are. There's a question about this on the syllabus quiz. And if this comes up at the end of the semester and you're like, why is my grade different from Eagle to what RVC has? That's why. So do the labs, guys. I can't emphasize that enough. Do the labs, do the labs, do the labs. Speaking of labs, they're directly related to our topics, and I think you'll find them fun. You kind of got to get into it and figure out, you're at home working with this kit. Watch the videos, read the instructions very carefully. It's all laid out if you read and follow. I also have created a pre-lab lecture. They're short, like 5 to 10 minutes at the very most for each lab. Watch those. I've been doing this a long time, and I know where students tend to lose points. And so I have called out those, difficult areas and explained to you and shown you things. And so please, please, please watch each pre-lab video. It's in the Dropbox and Eagle for each lab. Grade disputes, if you have a question, please do it, but I ask that you do it within the first week. Inclement weather, we're online. It's not going to be a problem. And then complaints, if you have any complaints, please come to me first to discuss it. And if you're still not happy with the answer, you can go to the Dean of Math and Science. Please note, by completing the agreement in the syllabus and intro video quiz in week 1, you acknowledge you understand and abide by all class policies. And believe me, that's come up before in the past where students complain at the end of the semester. And I'm like, look, you said you agreed to it. So if you don't, that's okay. It's just not the class for you then, because these are the policies for this class. All right, the next page is the breakdown of everything we're doing every single week, okay? Every single week. I have this in Eagle too, but like this is my page I print and put up on the wall, right? Just so I know. But the calendar in Eagle is set, so you're good. You can read the course topic outline when you have time. This is all just extra stuff here. Withdraw policy. Again, if you haven't done this, oh, my date is wrong on there. If you haven't done the syllabus and intro video quiz and online readiness by this Sunday, you will be withdrawn. And then at midterm, if you're not actively participating or if you cannot pass the class, let's say you've already missed 5 labs, I will withdraw you because trust me, a W is better than an F on your transcript. You can read the rest of this. If you have a documented disability, please reach out to me so we can discuss it. If you have a disability but you're not documented, please work with these amazing folks we have at our DSS office, and they will help you with getting the documentation. I think the rest is just kind of programs and course and things you probably, have seen another syllabi, here's the resources. I also have some of those on the course homepage. And then this is essentially what you're going to be signing and agreeing, not signing, but putting your name and date to on the syllabus, the big policies, and you understand things. So please do that by the first week. And with that, you guys, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a great 8 weeks with you. Bye-bye.